just a matter of time. And would you look at that, guys? My bias is playing out. I was trying. Do you know what? I've been working with someone recently. Not working with someone, but like someone's been coming to me saying like, "Oh, I want to get into trading, blah blah blah," and I've been like, "Do you know what? I'll help you. I really will help you." And they're like, "Yeah, but I just don't know. I don't trust it. All this, that, and the other." And I decided to tell them like I just gave them like a little prep talk. Hey, this is ICT. This is what it means, and that. And they came back to me like 2 days later with an ICT is a scam video. And they were like, I've just watched this online. So I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to do my own research on this subject. And I typed in a video on the internet. Is ICT a scam? And you know what? I'm actually going to write it on a post-it note right now. The video that I watched was funny. The guy starts off with, yeah, ICT, total scam. And then he goes on to say, he's just rebranded all his own concepts. Right? So, like, I'm just going to write this on a post-it note really quickly so I don't forget. Make video. Yeah, so the point was, I'm going to make a video, and by the way, bias playing out absolutely smooth as butter. The video would be about exposing the people that try to expose ICT. The fella that I watched yesterday said the person, Michael J. Hudson, was taught by these two other people who, and he took their concepts and just rebranded them all. And in essence, that is what he was calling a scam. He wasn't calling the use of ICT a scam. He was calling the action of monetization by ICT a scam. Basically saying, basically saying like, you know how Nike have shoes with bubbles in, right? Okay, well imagine Adidas started making a bunch of shoes with bubbles in. Now, are they scamming Nike? Like, just imagine they shut down Nike. No more Nike anymore. Adidas took over. There's a new Adidas Airs. You know what I mean? So they copied them. They did everything better. They made every shoe they did and more. So people just started buying the others, buying the competitors, because they're better. Is that a scam? That's a genuine question. Is that genuinely a scam? Because that's what ICT done. He just rebranded terminology, but he made it more in depth. I don't think that's a scam. In every educational sector in the world, that is called high level knowledge. Bring it to finance and oh my, that's a scam. I don't get it. I actually don't get it. Just for defense, by the way, I don't want to spoil the entire video that I will make, but ICT was taught by one of, or two of, the greatest financiers of all time. And when I say financiers, I'm talking about self-made people that were genuinely rich as you can imagine from trading. So yeah. People are educated on money for real. People are not educated. Yeah, people aren't educated on money. That's true. But this is the point, though. There's no money education. I wish there was. Sometimes I feel like I should be the person to start it, like a money education system for all money. I don't have a clue about what they even go into it, but like, yeah, it's just something that'd take 10, 15 years to even try and start. Do you know what I mean? But like a school of finance or something like that would be pretty cool. I got loads of things to start first before I start School of Finance, though. You know, bit ambiguous. one is poor. It's going to reverse here, I think, says LQ Benito. I do like that idea that's fully filled out this hourly fair value gap. It's just, I would like to see a bit of chop between now and the macro. And I would want the macro to start reversing, which is exactly what it's doing. Pardon me. LQ Benito with the level 5 data. Nah, I'm joking, obviously. Wait, guys, do you want to... I found this the other day. You can tell me if it's any use to you guys or not. I'll just actually change my entire screen. Just for 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds. Look at this. This website is it says Insider Trading Screener, but it's not. It's showing you it's basically an order site. So you get every last cluster of buys. You can go up here and you can sort from like all these areas. But this is I have not I found this yesterday. Like, guys, I have no clue how to use this to make money. But as soon as someone figures it out, or I'll figure it out on my own. But if you want to figure it out with me, how to make money using this chart, let's do it. I mean, look, we could be buying the same stocks as Blue James right now. Do you know what I mean? Or Charles Dirksen, who buys a lot of them. Jeez. Okay. Anyway, back to the charts. That's a cool website, though. I know you like it. I know Dalen's looking at it like, what's that? I have no idea, bro. I wish I could tell you. It's called Insider Trader. Insider Trader Screener. I don't want to close the website because I won't find it again. It's just in my history, you know? But I've got it open on Opair, so I just close Opair. I'm going to open it back up. It opens back on Opair. Hear me out, guys. I might sound crazy, but since all this like war stuff has started, it's been Russia during the daytime and Iran during the nighttime, and it's just been non-stop. It's almost like the Russia-Ukraine conflict wasn't enough to stir up the global pot. But I and this is a stark statement. Do you know who's benefiting the most right now in terms of like oil sales? Russia. Russia are making the most money ever right now. And they're literally playing. They're literally fighting this war through Iran. It's not Russians fighting fighting the actual war, but it is Russian technology. Craziness. Let's gradient this level right here and see. I know we always do this, but I want to see if we can just retest this. I drew it the wrong way, yeah, I know. I want to see if we can retest that middle fair value gap, but it's not in the. It would, you know what I mean? It's not an entry because it's below the 0.5. Okay, so we do get above the 0.5. I'm going to forward test this just for fun. You know what I mean? It's not even a PDRA, not even a change of structure, not even a valid entry, but I like it. My bias played out perfectly so far. Bro, that was the cleanest fill ever. I'm not getting a fill like that in real life. I'll just drag this down for realistic purposes. There's no way I'm getting it. I've had fills like that, but it's not often you get them, you know, you can't practice perfection, you gotta practice the mistakes. Not like you've got to practice what could happen, you know what I mean? Not like practice failing. That was a stupid way of putting it, to be honest. You obviously know what I meant. Nah, I'm gonna put it back where it was. I wouldn't have entered. I'd have put a limit on the 0.5. So I'll just put this like slightly below the 0.5, and then I'll readjust my stop loss to be in a considerable in a considerable place. Do you know when I get a dry throat? I sound like one of those people that talk like this all the time for some reason, and it really bothers me. Like I don't know why, and it bothers me. And you guys must be laughing right now, but it bothers me, and I hate it. But I'm a naturally loud, talkative, outgoing person. Like when my voice starts to do that, right, I cringe at myself. This was just a forward test, so not too upset if it does go through the take profit the stop loss there. It's not a valid. It's not even a valid take stop loss because it's not a valid entry. This is for anyone trying to use this position. The words are up the top. This is not a good position. I'm just forward testing it because yeah. For me, Podge, that retracement was an entry for buys, not sells. Yo, maybe. I could see that. I could see that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm more inclined for shorts because it would follow the order flow. What's your reasons for wanting to be bullish, Dylan? I know. I'm just asking what your reasons are for, you know, what effectively is drawing you closer to buys than sells? VWAP and what price has been written so far. Price didn't give me anything yet that says. Okay, it's gonna show. Yeah, I get you. It's like one of those. We're so we're stuck in this level right here. Let me go on this chart. Between. Oh, we're also in this 4-hour fair value gap. This is nice. I only just saw that now. But then even so, I was gonna do it on the hourly. But even on the 4-hour there's a big gap there. Do you know what? Shorts aren't even longs aren't even a bad shout in this. It's because we're all right. A good way to look at it is if we are stuck between two PDRAs. This is just a good way to look at it. If we are stuck between two PDRAs, we are going to seek one. Yes, one. Does that mean trade to it? No. But if we bounce out of that one PDRA towards another PDRA, that means sure we can trade it. So like right now, higher time frame PDRA. Should we trade out of a PDRA? Well, what have I just said? No. So let's come back to the PDRA. Now we recognize this as an invalid position. Like I was telling you guys before, invalid position, gave you guys my reasons, now I'm doubling down on it. What would make this a valid PDRA? Oh, well, a breaker structure. Would you look at that? It's almost like I've been like, just don't even know. It's like I've just been making this up and expecting you guys to believe me. You know. You can come to stage. That was a polite request, brother. You can stop typing. Welcome, welcome, Dalen.
Thank you, Podge, for bringing me to stage.
problem.
One thing I wanted to tell everybody, El Cubanito, I feel like you can benefit. I feel like everybody can benefit from this. Is when you have your daily bias, don't be stubborn. Okay, you have to
Yeah,
be a proactive trader. If you think it's going short and you see otherwise, but you're like, nah, 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 I believe in shorts today, make sure you're proactive, okay? Make sure you're like, okay, it's telling me something else, right? It's a short, and bias is like something that I don't even believe in almost, right? Like you can think the market's gonna do one thing and it can do another thing. So be careful.
I always like to say, and you can agree with me on this if you believe I'm right, but bias is not what you want market to do, but what you'd prefer market to do.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
but we can always be proven wrong. That's why I like
When
to kind
I,
of give counter biases too. So I like to say, but
hmm
if, and then say that, yeah, like it could come back down here or blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
see, like right now, this is an entry that I would go for. I would look into shorts for. Like I'd be looking for shorts coming up soon. Um, especially I already I'm gonna go check ES, but I feel like there's an SMT here. No, there's not. I'm wrong.
There's not an SMT, but if you compare different
There's
Nasdaq
not.
charts, some of the levels are a bit like higher and closer together. So maybe in
hmm
some magical world on the futures charts, or I don't know, somewhere magical that they did potentially make an SMT somewhere somehow.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
I'd agree on
I
the
wouldn't hate
century.
this. I wouldn't hate this at all.
I'd agree on the century because I gave you the reasons before. I gave you the breaker structure.
Exactly.
I gave you everything. So if you guys didn't take this, gave you everything. I told you this trade was gonna play out without telling you guys it's gonna play out.
Exactly. This
It's still not too late. You've got the
timing
confirmation
wise,
candle. You've got the confirmation candle.
timing
Let's
wise,
imagine
yeah.
we get in on the confirmation candle at the bottom of it. We got in at the bottom of the candle. Let's imagine. I'll show you guys it's still possible to take good setups. You know, watch this.
I agree that buys are still possible, but we also have to look at the higher time frame. I think, we have that 1 hour right there. What did we reject off of? Our our initial 1 hour rejection was weak.
Could call it the BPR.
Depends. What do you think, Cubanito? Do you think we're inversing this 1 hour today? Is that your bias? Is that what you're looking for? Kind of. Okay. Okay. So is your target for the day, would that be 24,931 or 24,928, that area? Because I have that marked out as well. I would like to see, I mean, not would like to see, but if it shows longs for the rest of the day, that's where I'd kind of want it to go up to. So yeah, no, I agree. I mean, with this potential short that's cooking right now, I don't even have like full conviction. I'd give it maybe a B minus for me.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree
Right,
right
and
there
if we
with
get
you, to
this
be
like
honest.
if we get another if this candle closes before that last bullish candle, okay, maybe more like a B, but still, right? Because that's a whole 5 minute right there, a pretty big 5 minute, and it's a 15. So there's a lot there, and it's not like we came up and I mean we kind of did. That's the other thing. It's like conflicting right now, and that's why I don't
Yeah,
think it's very high probability of doing anything that you want to kind of be in. because we rejected off that 1 hour and now we're just kind of sticking around here. But you do got to look at it like this, right? Everybody loves the hourly candles, and I do too. Um, it's not exactly consolidating right now. I mean, we swept the 1 hour liquidity and we're kind of rejecting down off of it. Right? The buyers still may be in control though. So it's just like it's something.
No, I know exactly what you mean when you say conflicting. What's going
Mm-hmm.
on, ZZ? What conflicts biases for me is when, like I was explaining before, when we're stuck between two PDRAs because we are gonna seek one. And like, right, for example, right now when I say we're bouncing out of this PDRA
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, it's like these are all little things that make. Do you know you've heard the saying like prices fractal, prices quantal, prices all this kind of stuff, or range bound, or it's the best way to for me to say it is we go from internal to external liquidity. So if we are seeking out a higher time frame imbalance, there is internal liquidity of a move. Example, internal liquidity. Is there any more internal liquidity that might draw price higher in this overall bearish trend? Or are we like, let's say, all right, I hate to use this word trend lines, but like, let's just imagine this was a trend line. So we're narrowed out at the top and getting wider at the bottom. So we're breaking out. We're going to break out of this trend line eventually. And I know it's a
Mm-hmm.
stupid way to look at it, but it is a claim of liquidity, right? Trend lines, lo and behold, are liquidity. So, yeah.
It's kind of just an interesting place to be in right now with Asia session happening last night and us being, I mean, our market opening almost above, like right at Asia highs. Like we were already so almost overbought. Um, so I mean, it would be nice, right? Like ideally for clean price action for, say like Sunday and kind of going into next week, I would like us to come down, and hit Asia lows. But at the same time, it's right, like I said, conflicting because I would also like to see that 1 hour inverse so that we can maybe pump up next week and not just chop around. So, because we've been so choppy. We've been so
Yeah.
choppy. Like if you go to the daily and look at the past couple months, you're like, oh fuck.
I can't wait for March, at the end of March to happen, the start of April to happen. Bro, look at that.
Like it's just terrible to look at, right?
Oh,
And you
would you
look at
look at that?
ever
When
since
did it all start?
it started like October, like actually November. I'd say November is when our range started, and then it got significantly worse come February.
I'd say it started in September. We're at the same price we were in September. In fact, price was higher in September.
I wouldn't say it started in September because we were still trending upward pretty strongly up until
Oh yeah,
November.
yeah, at the very
And
start.
then we dropped down through November,
Mid.
and then we started our chop
So yeah,
officially.
you're right. It's pretty much October. It's the last week of the
Mhm.
September that does a little tiny retracement. Then it goes back up choppy for the huge dump during whatever that was. What caused that huge dump again? Do we remember? Was it tariffs?
Probably.
That's what's causing all this. Tariffs. Nothing else. You could say, oh, the war on Ukraine, Iran, blah blah blah. It's tariffs, bro. Tariffs lift tomorrow. If tariffs lift tomorrow, Nasdaq will skyrocket, and that's what Donald Trump's doing. All right.
See, it's like imagine being in the short. Like I would not have much conviction. I really wouldn't with like what's happening right now. Like if I was sitting in this in an actual account, I'd be just kind of lost.
Nah,
It's the Jews.
I'm happy with these
I see,
trades.
is easy. I I don't know. I'm not exactly always happy with these trades.
It's not that I'd be happy with this trade. I'm happy with the fact that my bias played out. So if the trade doesn't play out what my bias did, well, I followed my rules. And even like pointed out the invalid setup, took the invalid setup, pointed out
Yeah.
the valid setup, took the valid setup, and then so even if none of them hit, and then it does reverse the other way, I can say, well, I called out everything to my best of abilities, and it's just one of those days where, yeah, I'm
I
wrong.
I
I
I
accept
agree with
it.
that for sure. It's just one of those days. That's the part I'm kind of unhappy with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
And I'm not even trading an account right now. It's like it's just not that good. It's just shitty ass PA, Friday PA.
yeah. I like Fridays. I also like Mondays too. So there was a little conversation held about potentially. Well, the idea was thrown out maybe of using the lives on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays rather than Monday,
Rashawn
Wednesdays,
said that,
Fridays.
yeah.
Was it Rashawn? I thought it was,
Yeah,
and because I brought it
yeah.
up to someone else too just after, which I think it might be you. Um. Anyway, I know you guys weren't opposed to the idea, but I really like Mondays and Fridays because it eases you in and out of the week. Whereas Tuesdays and
Yeah.
Thursdays, I like spending with you guys and getting them to use that time in the VC. But I do agree with you on the sense of Tuesdays and Thursdays have probably got more probability of being good days. But we'll
See, here
know
we
by
go.
Monday or by Monday or Friday if the week's going to be good or bad.
That is true. And one thing about real quick about price right now, like if I was able to get an entry, right? Podge, our entry that you have, that would have been the entry I could have would have looked for. It's all right. It's like not bad at all, but for what price is doing right now, it would just be like a shittier entry than if we would have been in it like fuck. If we got a retracement a little bit further to like let me see, like equilibrium of this gap right here.
I don't see your screen, but if you send a screenshot in the chat, I'll be able to look at it. Just really quickly while we do procrastinate over price a little bit. If you're watching on the YouTube and you are wondering who is co-hosting this event with me, right now it is Dalen Russell. His channel is in the comments. I've pinned it as the top comment. He also makes some trading content and he also has other businesses. So do give him a check out.
Thank you for the shout out, Podge. I appreciate that.
No problem, brother.
We got to go live on TikTok.
We'll do it. We'll do
We
it.
got to go live on TikTok.
Did you hear me talking about the Instagram comments live? That would go hard.
Yeah.
I really want to do it, but I wanted to second it with you guys, and then
Yeah, and here's the thing with the short, right? If you got an entry even at, our level, what I would do is probably enter like 7-ish micros. Um
oof.
and then I'd take off majority at this low at 37. I'd take off a lot right there, maybe 5, and I'd leave runners down to Asia lows, even London lows.
Wow.
That's what I would do in this scenario.
I did mark out the low of London session, but
London is 400 almost, basically 400. Asia is basically 500. That's very rough, off by about 10 points each. Just wanted to keep easy numbers.
yeah, it's similar
I
for
have
me
it.
because when I'm on these charts, I have to plus or minus between 40 and 60. So, like,
Oh,
say how you just said 400 to 600, 4 to 500. If I come down here and I look at this level here, that's at 324,384. So, to bring that up to 2400, what do you do? Plus. So that's a
and
plus of
here's
20
a
for that.
quick note, guys. We're kind of showing some, I'd say, resistance right here. This is OTE of the move. Not OT. Yeah, this is OTE, and where we showed original resistance. That what time was that? 7:02 or 10:02 for Eastern guys. Right there was equilibrium, and that was equilibrium resistance, and now we have OTE resistance. But with equilibrium resistance, right, the sellers still won, and with OTE, now we're gonna see it looks like the sellers are gonna win again, and we're gonna continue lower.
Well, with that being said, my initial target on the um on my first trade would have just been wicked out, so I'm going to pull that position back so we can see the second trade playing out. What did I call it again? My high risk entry.
And then our third level of resistance is going to be that 637 or 937 candle right there. That's where volume weighted average price lies and liquidity lies. So there's a few little tidbits right there. But yeah, Podge, I think you should seriously start going live on TikTok if you need, because you need a certain amount of followers. Um, I have some people where you can buy accounts so that you can go live without having to have 1,000 followers or grind out 1,000 followers.
Okay. I
Hmm.
didn't even know that was a thing. It just sounds like I should get
Yeah.
involved before it is too much of a thing.
Well, yeah, you definitely should because
I
a
will.
lot of a lot of people watch TikTok lives for trading. It's so popular. TikTok lives are huge at this point. People are
Yeah, I know.
getting just paid through it because people
I don't
donate.
even watch TikTok lives at all. Like I don't go on TikTok to be honest, and I still
Yeah,
find them on my Instagram reel somehow.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
kick streamers.
Okay,
I
now we have an SMT, guys. SMT, beware. Right? So ES
Oh
came, swept
wow,
those
yeah.
lows, and tapped VWAP.
The S&P SMT also took out some relative equal lows, but there is a lot more. So we could continue bearish, but just realize what Dalen was saying before. We're at OTA. We've just swept out this level here. This is going to be a level of resistance. So just
Hmm.
affirm that you're in a good position, and if you are, put your
Yeah,
stops to break even. Trust your position.
exactly.
Trust the trade.
And if
Whereas
if you're in micros and this was one of the zones you wanted to target, I would take partials. I would take partials and go BE on the rest of your position.
not a bad shout at all. Not a bad shout at all. I sometimes forget to advise people to go to break even. I don't like that strategy. No, sorry, not break even. The partials. I often
Hmm.
forget to advise people to take partials because I don't take them myself.
Well, yeah, you're
But
about 70 points deep right now.
partials
And
always better.
even if you were in 10, just 10 micros, which is a nice size, if you're in 10 micros right now, right, you could pull partials for like almost 1,000.
I would not be in for 10
So,
micros. Maybe, I don't know. I doubt it though.
on a combine, you would potentially.
Yeah, well, maybe on a combine. On XFA, I've switched on my mindset for XFA. I know what I'm gonna do when I get my XFA.
What happened to the XFAs?
I had one. I entered
Yeah.
a trade on it, but like, do you know when you refresh Top Step, it resets your lot size. So I just be honest. I refreshed my Top Step, entered a trade, and my lot size was way too big, so I just got stopped out quickly and lost the account. That's literally what happened. I couldn't accept to put my stop loss actually at 1%, so I dragged it to where I would normally put it, but that was like 1.78k, yeah, right on the edge of the fair value gap. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just trail it down a little bit till after the fair value gap with 2k, and surely we won't go. Or like it was that was one of the days where it was just stupidly bearish all day, and I said to myself like, oh yeah, nice. That won't go all the way down there through that hourly PDRA and take out all this liquidity, and it just did. I was just
Damn.
proven completely wrong, and that was just taste the humble pie for me. So yeah, Podge, that almost happened to me too. I almost put 4 NQ. I did this. Yeah, it's literally what
I'm
happened to
honestly
me.
looking at Lucid. Lucid looks real strong
A lot of
as a
people
prop
have said
firm.
that.
It looks like one of the best prop firms. And oh, one of the biggest things that you should like if you started, TikTok, Instagram, that's where you're gonna get majority of your traction, Podge.
Right.
Um, and then you would have affiliates to give the community as well. So once you have affiliates, you're making money off people buying accounts as well, which is really big.
Okay.
Hmm. But the biggest thing is like YouTube's fun and games. You just oh shit, you really need to get on. Hold up, I'm getting a call.
Go ahead.
Hello?
You can mute. There we go. I can't believe how cleanly price actions actually played out this morning. It's been really beautiful. Shady's back. What's up? You can fill in the blank for Dalen if you want. There we go.
I am. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well,
you
I don't know
doing?
why I'm welcoming myself back, but I'm doing a-okay this morning. Just running through some meetings. It's Friday, so feeling pretty good. Like I said, going into the weekend, feeling pretty secure on my accounts. So very, very grateful for that. And I haven't been watching price too much this morning, but it looks like we jump up exactly to where you were aiming for, just a little bit beyond the event horizon there, and we're getting a nice pullback here. Looks like you got a very, very nasty forward test with that unicorn, that bearish one there.
Yeah, this one.
Yep.
I know, I
Fair
did
value.
bite now. I got in at the high of the candle too, and I was like, it's not realistic. I'll put my low at the low of the candle. Then the next candle went all the way up into the fair value gap. I was like, reality.
It's all good though, but you got nice displacement, and then you have another opportunity there with that very clean fair value gap, and now you're just seeing some very clean distribution to the downside, and hopefully you should see a very nice, smooth push down below that low into that 15-minute fair value gap. Price has been moving, like you said, very, very cleanly, and you love to see it.
We are retesting this first presented fair value gap overlapping with an inverse.
Mhm.
Considered a first presented bullish, bearish, whatever balanced price range. I don't know. I actually don't know if the first presented would consider as a balanced price range. I'm assuming it would be, but obviously we are in that level right now. So
Yeah, and again, I don't think that it's going to sponsor too much. I mean, if we're truly bearish here, we want to just maybe like this could be like a 1 or 2 minute bullish candle set, and then you want to see price just push down really smoothly through that if you're truly liquidating. But again, we shall see. Price action's looking very, very, very clean. Got my live account back up to a very healthy balance going into the weekend, so feeling pretty great.
that's great news, bro. Glad to know that you're
Yep.
bouncing back from your activities. You still did trade when you were away, though, didn't you?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did trade. Again, it was
What?
not every. Yeah,
Can I ask what
go
that
ahead.
looked like? Was you trading off a laptop, off your phone? Was you guys sat around a desk doing it? Was you in your hotel room? Like, what did it look like?
So I was in my hotel room, up, and I was just taking trades on my laptop, and then also, a bunch of the guys were just trading and chilling. So I mean, when you see like, you know, 30 of your top step friends and coworkers just all chilling in a giant convention room, and we're just all sitting there taking trades, conversing, you hear people going, "Damn it," or like, "Hell yeah." Like, if you want to hear what money sounded like, just go to that room, right?
Bro,
And you
it's
will
so
know, like,
funny.
fuck, shit, damn, what the hell, you dick. It's like, I know my mom's in here, but that is exactly
Yeah, it's
what
the words,
money sounds like, right? And so it's like I said, you go to that room, and that's exactly what it sounded like. And so um it was a cool experience, right? On top of a bunch of other things. And so but yeah, I just traded for the most part in my hotel room in the convention. Maybe like I took, I think, 2 trades during that time. One on the flight down there, and then I took one trade in my room, and then I did some like forward testing across the board. Obviously, because it's a bit weird with your time zones, because market open in Vegas is 6:30 a.m.
Oh
EST.
yeah, I forgot. Welcome to Dayland
Definitely
world.
a bit weird. Yeah, so it's definitely a bit weird to get used to, so you don't want to push it, especially when you're dealing with a lot of funds. So yeah, honestly, pretty chill. Um, but that's what that looked like. It was overall very, very, very nice. Leon, I did, and you did not respond to my message back. So yeah, just is what it is. Dude.
I found that funnier than it should be. I've locked my mum out the house. One sec.
Oh, okay. What the hell? No worries, Leon, dude. Just drop your email and I'll get to it. But there you go. Cool. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Okay. So, thank you. Yeah, I can get to that. Anywho, congrats on passing a couple more combine. It's okay. I like to ignore Kane's messages too. Man, you wish I DM'd you. I've not DM'd you in a hot minute. When was the last time I DM'd you actually? I'm actually curious. Yeah, February 18th. It has almost been a whole ass month. Bro is salivating a DM from me. I thought it was longer. I know. Trust me, it's easy. When you haven't got a message from me in even over a week, it starts to feel like years. Trust me. I know the pain. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will bless you with the DM here very shortly. But let me go ahead and help Leon with his accounts here. So yeah, I'll just sync him up. Nothing hard to do. Anyway, let's see.
I'm
Just
back.
working on here, let me bless you with
Leesettenor.com.
10. What the hell? Okay. I think I did like text to speech by accident. Let me bless you with. Here you go. You're so welcome. There you go. Anyway, WA, yeah. Hey man, well, I think you can actually activate those now, if I'm not mistaken. So you technically could enter in, especially if, yeah, I'm pretty sure if, those are ready to be activated and those pass, you can activate them now and trade today if you want. And you can get, go into the weekend with a winning day. It's not 3K yet. I'm not trading. Oh, wait, you haven't passed them? Or it's just like not showing up as 3K? It's synced at 2.5. Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at how much you had balance-wise in the account. I mean, I can, but... Oh, yeah, I see that it got synced up to 52.5.
All I know is me and Kane had a conversation about this yesterday, and he nearly got in trouble about speaking about work activities on live streams. So, as a host of the lives, I'm gonna ask everyone to refrain from asking Kane questions about this publicly because it is his job essentially on the line, and just for your sake of, and this is not directed at one person or two people. This is directed at everyone that asks, including me, because I've asked, and we've got to respect. This is this guy's job. It's his actual income. This is how he feeds his family. This is how he buys his funded accounts. Blah 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 blah. So he brings to you guys the information that you care to have and keep and cherish. So while we're live going on YouTube and things like that, we have to protect this man at all costs, as we should say. So it's just a word of consideration.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, Podge, and that's true. Again, I am on strict, obviously, NDA practices. I can't go into, details with new updates coming to the platform until they've been well received or announced or greenlit. Of course, I can't go into revealing people's trading history or trades unless they specifically want to unless they specifically give me that right to talk about that. But even then it's something that is very
still, yeah.
exactly right. So or if someone wants to talk about a case, obviously we can talk about it one-on-one. But at the end of the day, yeah, I appreciate that courtesy, and I do ask that during live streams, especially when Podge is recording for his YouTube and for the Sir and for the community, that we keep things pretty spot on. Yeah, exactly. Like if you have general questions about Top Step, no worries. Totally happy to answer that. Totally happy to, get into that. But more specific questions of, hey, can I get a reset credit,
Bro,
or
let
can
me
I?
just comment on that one question alone.
Well,
I didn't
yeah, go
even
ahead.
count. You guys can. Alright, you guys can actually count yourselves next time people start to ask. I was editing the video. I heard how many people in like 5 minutes asking for a reset. Oh my days. I've been there though. I've asked myself, and Kane goes, "Oh my days," and I've never understood it until now. And now I'm sat on the same side as Kane, going, "Oh my days, guys, stop asking for resets."
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with asking for a
There
courtesy
is
to
nothing
get
wrong
like
with it.
on your journey, especially so. But like again,
But
you have
coming
to
up with comments
understand
with,
that
I'm gonna make this statement. Coming up with comments with, Kane, can you reset my can you reset my account for me? You saying no, why should I? And then the person replying, money, bro.
yeah,
That's just extortion.
well that and it's like you have to imagine like the amount of DMs that I get every single day from people in the Top Step server and in this server asking for
Yeah.
resets, asking for me to reset their funded account, asking for me to look into their stuff. I mean, and obviously none of that goes on the record of me working, right? Especially because I don't usually handle those types of cases. I handle like more fraud and compliance related stuff at the supervisor level. Obviously, like I dabble in everything. I'm like the smoke jumper, but I'll keep that pretty general there. I'm not gonna get deep into the weeds there. At the end of the day, again, I'll just say this. Keep things pretty on topic during the lives, especially when we're recording. And if you have a personal question that you have, you can feel free to DM me, but be courteous that, hey, if I also have a question, that's it usually should be very pressing matter, right? Otherwise, just open up a ticket, dude. Like we have, we've been very, very quick about answering tickets.
Let's just
So
be dead
again,
serious. Top Step's response time is roughly 2 hours, and it's usually pretty good. I've never had bad experiences, to be honest. What's your average response time, Kane? I am very much aware it's a bit more than 2 hours. Sometimes.
that I cannot provide that information of our
No, no, no,
overall
no. Oh,
average
no, no, no,
response.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about you as a person.
Oh, to my DMs.
Yeah,
I mean, like I
it's
said,
long.
yeah,
Sometimes it can be because you're
yeah.
busy working on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So you'll probably find it that you'll get better success, especially for like lower issues. Unless I'm like dead ass right here, um, then or like talking or hanging out, it'll probably take some time to get a response from me, especially because you have to think I'm getting like 10 to 20 DMs
Wait,
like
how many?
every
Yeah,
hour. From just
you know your Discord logo in the top left corner. What number's next to that logo?
uh currently it's at 46, but
Oh,
again,
you've
I
got it
clear
lucky,
them
bro.
out at
Mine's
the
a
end of the day.
79.
Well, I clear it out pretty often. Like I clear it out daily, so that goes down to 0, and then it jumps all the way up to like
I hoard them
99
because
if I'm left on check.
I open the messages and that will open like in a separate box, but the direct messages box, it's still got like 79 and it's full of like message requests and friends. But I keep them there because then, like for example, Chungo, I've just accepted your DM request. You need to add me as a friend. Right, see there's Sphere, I've just added your DM and you need to add me as a friend. But these people need to add me as a friend first. I don't get DMs off random people. So, for example, Sphere, you've sent me a few messages there. I really do apologize for not answering to any of them. I will get round to doing it. But if you guys want to message me, you have to make sure that I know you want to message me because I've got all my stuff turned off. Also,
Yeah.
the trade that I marked out could potentially be reversing. So
Yeah, that's a crazy BPR entry. I'm not gonna lie. It's been reversing a bit longer than I thought because I generally thought that. Well, again, if you see bearishness there, especially at the bottom there, you want to see very, very clean, smooth price action there. But that just looks like a very clean supply and demand fill for longs there. But I mean, when you're that bearish, I mean, I wouldn't like this type of market personally because I mean, look at how high resistant it is on like its trends. Obviously, it's not that high resistant on its individual candles, but you can just see like price is moving back between supply and demand pretty hard here, and supply and demand traders are eating well. But if you're an ICT trader, it's pretty difficult because you're seeing just how far price is returning from the original trend. Like we see market open, goes down a little bit and then pushes all the way up probably a couple hundred points or about 100 or 200 points. and then it, instead of continuing, maybe like grabbing a fair value gap and continuing in a nice trend upward, it pulls all the way down, like 95% of that entire up movement down. And of course, if you bought up anywhere in that trying to continue the trend, you're getting killed. If you tried to buy up, or even if you had a long position initially, you're getting, all those profits erased, or even getting into drawdown based off where. So it's, a very, very high resistance on the trend. So I wouldn't like this type of market. We like markets that are very, trending one direction pretty consistently and just grabbing the first fair value gap or order block that it can prior to continuing in the direction. I can't lie, at the same time, we're also seeing, you know, just price action. Like I said, it's pulling 95% and now it's completely reversing. So if you were in shorts, right, you're getting all of this reversal. So it's pretty dangerous on, it's great if you're a supply and demand trader, but if you're pretty much anyone else, you're taking a lot of heat.
I would even enter another position right here. I'm not even gonna lie. For a short, and I'll explain to you why right now. This one will
Before
come.
you do, I'm gonna jump back into the audience and get some work done. But I appreciate everyone. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can always reach out. And God bless going into the weekend.
God bless Kane, brother. I just want to reiterate to you guys, if I'd have marked out this position from when I originally said and put my candle on the, put my entry on the candle, because the next candle opened bullish, I would have put a limit order essentially on that wick, and I would have been wicked into that trade at that level. So if I did do that, my original TP would have been hit. Not that I wouldn't have got TP. I still think I will get to TP. But here's another re-entry that I've just marked out, and I mean, look at it, it's already dumping. And I decided to pull this up just to show you guys. Okay, so accumulation, liquidity build-up, liquidity rail. Okay, so in a bearish market over a, over a month of time frame, of price action, sorry. What would the repeated cycles be on the lower time frame to cause this continuation pattern? Watch this. This is how easy it is to study ICT. I mean, I wouldn't ever study ICT using ChatGPT, to be honest, but I know this ChatGPT has memory turned on, and I know it has all my information stored in it, so, like, look, it's all in here. All in here. Look, NASDAQ trading hours. It's all in here. Let me close this out so I can see the message. Alright, boom. TP hit. Another, guys, I've come to you today and give you 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 RR worth of trades. 7%, guys. 7 whole percent today. One day. My last trade was a 1 to 2. No, it was a 1 to 3.7. That was a forward test. I caught 2 of them on the same day in one live stream. That's a 1 to 5 RR. Guys, we're up like, if I was trading this week, we're up like ridiculous percent on the week. What were we at? 7 plus 5, that's 12, plus 2, that's 14% on the week. That's insane. Guys, 14% on the week. That's what this like video is going to be called. I made 14% trading this week. Just for reference. This is dead serious. Just for reference. That's half of what a banker would make in a year. That is incredible. I'm actually quite mind blown by it, to be honest. I am ready though. I'm locked in. But guys, I am gonna I think, end the live stream right here, to be honest. We bounced out the first presented fair value gap right here. I even kind of called it. I said it's going to be a level of resistance. I do think we're going to get through the first presented fair value gap and even tap into these high time frame PD rays. All the way down to this hourly balanced price range to end out the day. Potentially. You know, I'm not saying it's a dead certain. I've got some my dead certain targets. The next one would be this hourly fair value gap paired with the new daily opening gap. But anything past that it's your free will. But I am going to call the live stream short today. I've got a meeting after this. So I'm going to pack my things up, get some food. I'm not eating all day, so I'm starving. So I'm going to get a bite to eat. I'm not training today, so that's an L. But we're back. We're back on the grind, baby. The grind don't stop. It's not like we ever stopped grinding. We just started grinding other places, and now you guys are going to see the grind back. You guys are getting all my focus. But yeah, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being supportive. I appreciate it dearly. And I will say this. I hope you all have a great weekend. If we can, drop a heart or a God bless in the chat. Everyone, I wish you the best of the rest of the day, and I wish you a great weekend. Goodbye, and God bless.